Hey guys, I'm Jordy, and with Phase 2 of Season of Discovery fast approaching, you and I both are probably thinking the same thing. How can I quickly reach the level cap of 40 so that I can rush into the next raid without missing a single lockout? Well, my dear viewer, have I got something for you. Let's discuss the quest stack. You know that feeling when you have a full log of completed quests ready to turn in, the dopamine is flowing, you run to town, and bliss. Well, this is that on steroids. Meet the Season of Discovery Phase 2 Prequest Stack Guide. My friend Only and I spent way too long scouring Wowhead and timing travel routes all over Azeroth using a stopwatch to perfect this guide so that you can maximize your time now for huge benefit once that level cap does go up. Using this guide, you should be able to reach level 28 with relative ease in under an hour. And if you have absolutely everything available to you, you'll be super close to level 29. You heard that right. 4 levels in about an hour. Now we're going to go over the headlines of the big things to be working on in this video, but if you're looking for the minute detail of every quest, as well as a calculator to estimate your total expected experience, and a list of backup quests in case you've already completed some of these, you'll want to head over to my Patreon where I've got this sheet posted. For just $5, you get a copy of this to use yourself, and if you stay subscribed, you'll get future quest stack guides for the next phases and more resources like raid assignment sheets, log reviews, and whatever you need to maximize your time in-game with minimal research. Because we did it all for you. We also handmade a Rested XP guide that you can import that runs the route for you so you know exactly what to do when, which is all included. Okay, so let's get into it. We'll start with the Alliance, who has a few main quest hubs you're going to want to take advantage of, and then string these together for a good route that will be your way to victory. First, let's talk Duskwood. There's a huge amount of quests available to you here at level 25 that you can do now to juice your numbers later. First, the final quest of the Legend of Stalvan gives a juicy 4,950 experience, whereas Morvant Fell, that dastardly wizard, gives a cool 3,850. There's also Bride of the Embalmer, Worgen in the Woods, Totem of Infliction, and the Night Watch. All very easy quests that you can do now to stack a quest log. From here, we hearth to Astronar and drop a bunch more quests off. Things like Rain's Cleansing, Fallen Sky Lake, supplies to Aberdeen, and more if you plan to head well. From there, we fly to Aberdeen, turn in a couple of quests there, then fly to Darnassus and turn in a bunch of huge quests like Reception from Tyrande for 3,400, Black Fathom Villainy for 3,300, or Mortality Wanes for 3,050. From here, we go back to Aberdeen and take the boat, sad, to Menethil to turn in some quests or pick up some breadcrumbs, where we then run through wetlands to Refuge Point, dropping off quests at the excavation site and Dun Motor along the way. From Refuge Point, we fly to South Shore, drop off Preserving Knowledge and grabbing Return to Milton and Reassignment. Then flying down to Ironforge, where we turn in Knowledge in the Deeps and some item quests. Then, finally, tram to Stormwind because there is a huge amount of quests there to turn in. An Audience with the King, Return to Milton, and maybe some Stockades quests if you haven't done them. So that's the quest stack. Nicely done, but there is more you can do. A ton of extra little breadcrumb quests open up between quest hubs that you can grab as you run around. I'm not going to get too much into them here, but they're all in the guide. Additionally, and this is huge, you've got a handful of quest item starters that you can have just sitting in your bags that once you get to the NPC that you need to turn them in at, you right click, accept the quest, and boom, free XP. Finally, let's talk about some of the extras. Those cloth turn-ins, a donation of wool and silk, each give a huge amount of experience that you can do 4 times each. Once in each major city, and twice in Ironforge thanks to our good friends the Gnomes. There's also a couple cooking quests you can do, so start firing up that oven. Lastly, Warsong Gulch Marks. Each turn-in of a set of 3 of these gives 1,200 experience, and you can have 20 of them sitting in your bags, so you could pre-stack 6 sets for a total of 7,200 bonus XP just sitting there. There's also some other shenanigans with these. I'm not going to get into it. Alright, that's Alliance. Not too complicated. let's talk our boys, the Horde now. The Horde works similarly, but have a few extra things going for them. We start in the Sepulcher in Silverpine Forest on launch and turn in a handful of quests. Arugal Must Die for 3,300 and Assault on Fenris Isle for 1950. Then we fly over to Terran Mill and turn in a huge amount of quests. Elixir of Agony, Souvenirs of Death, Battle of Hillsbrad, The Rescue, and a bunch more. We're also grabbing some breadcrumbs here, it's all mentioned in the sheet. Okay, so we fly to Undercity, drop off some cloth donations and more, and then Hearth to 1,000 Needles and drop off a bunch of quests. Grim Totem Spying, Wind Rider, Arikara, and more. You're gonna get close to 15,000 experience here alone, so enjoy it. From there, we're moving up to the Barrens and turning in some blood shards, and then notably a ton of quest starter items that you could have in your bags just waiting to be used. Nice, big experience there. From there, we turn in some more stuff at Thork, our bud Mancrick in Crossroads, and then a little flight to Thunder Bluff for a big cloth drop-off and some more quests, like Black Fathom Villainy, Leaders of the Fang, those Warsong Gulch marks I mentioned earlier for the Alliance, and more. Alright, you're almost done. You should be easily level 27 by now. We move from here to Orgrimmar for more cloth turn-ins, and then off to Ashenvale for a ton of extra ones. A great mix of quests that you've done as well as quest starters in your bags that you've been sitting on. Finally, up to Zorumgar Outpost for some more turn-ins, and boom, level 28 plus and way ahead of your friends. So that's the general gist of the route. I can't get into too much detail as there's just too much to go over, so I'm going to leave it there. But like I said, if you're looking for a really solid resource for quest stacking that features the full route plus a huge amount of extra quests that fit into the route in case you've already done a good amount of these, they're all listed on there. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a clean rested XP guide that you can use to help you run through this on the day so you don't miss a thing. Now some of you might be saying, Jordy, this is too sweaty and it's unnecessary. Why do you bother with all this? Just play the game, loser. First off, I'm sorry, is the way that I play World of Warcraft not okay to you? Listen, I play the game the way that I want to play it. Some other people might want to play it like that too. You just do you, man. I'm going to do me. See you at level cap. Loser. Okay, well, thank you so much. If you're looking for the sheet, I've linked my Patreon below. Special thanks to everyone who supported me thus far. You guys are amazing, and I will see you in the next video.